Yo, okay, we back, y'all. Apologies, had some technical difficulties. Do not know what happened. Maybe my computer overheated. Hopefully that don't happen again. And we just gonna go right back into it. So, we had started with AFC East, the Patriots. Briefly mentioned, their success from last year and new addition of AJ Brown, and them hopefully being able to do, for them hopefully being able to repeat their success from last year. What you think about the Patriots, Nate?
I mean, obviously they strong team, Super Bowl participant last year. Didn't quite have it showing that they probably obviously hoped for in the Super Bowl, but young team. I don't think they're too old across the board anywhere. Obviously Drake May had the season he had. Uh, we have one of, if not the best corner in football. Um, then you add AJ Brown, who's you know looking to make a statement. Saying he was obviously pissed in Philly last year, and back with Vrabel. And um, obviously, I think if you're a Patriots fan, you should like everything that they got going on. Like you said, strong run game. Um, I I don't know that I would. I mean, they're gonna have a first place schedule, so but I mean, last year they put in work, so I don't think we should have any reason to think that they fall off too bad. They might regress a little bit. We might not get 13 wins. I think that's what they had, 13 or 14 last year, but
Right.
still think 11, 12 wins. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be a good team.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of my favorite future bets right now, and I'm gonna have a nice little like future parlay before the season starts for the stream, is AJ Brown season long touchdown passes. You can get 8 at like plus money, and it's like I feel like he could have like one of them Devontae Adams seasons where he just catches a bunch of fades and slants at the goal line.
Yeah,
Like that could just be what that is. But maybe I'm tripping, but I don't know. And also with Romeo Dobbs there as well. That's a good nice little fit for them too. So
yeah, yeah,
they're gonna try to hopefully repeat and hold off the Bills, obviously the other contender in this division. You got Josh Allen, who annoyingly gets called the best quarterback in the league. Yes, that's my Chiefs bias speaking. I don't really care. Do something. I'm respecting if they call Lamar the best quarterback in the league over Josh Allen. Stop, like, do something. What
I
have
think with him, and not to cut you off, but I think with him, a lot of it is just when you look at him, what I'm saying? Like has the physical makeup and then everything that you want in a quarterback. And
right,
then he is good. So I think the way that if you was like to build a quarterback in a lab, he would have a lot of the shit that you want. And then the fact that he's good, it amplifies him. You know what I'm saying? I
right.
think it gives people a different, maybe a view of him than maybe he deserves to be. But then at times he looks like the best quarterback in the league. But I think you can say that about 4 to 5 guys that play the position that at times they look like the best in the league. So
I guess I also get a little annoyed because in my opinion, it isn't Josh Allen, Cam Newton. Like, aren't they kind of like the same? And it's like people didn't talk about Cam Newton like this. And Cam
no,
Newton actually won a league MVP as well. So,
and took his team to the Super Bowl.
ah, so I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. Like I don't know. Josh
Yeah, no,
Allen ain't even
I
been to
get
the
it.
Super Bowl,
I
and
get
then
it.
not
I
one
see both
point in
ends of
Cam
it.
Newton's career were they saying he was the best quarterback in the league. So, and there was quarterbacks in the league just as accomplished as Patrick Mahomes is, as when Cam Newton was in the league too. So,
Yeah, yeah, Brady and
you know what I'm saying?
Manning and
So I
yeah,
don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I'm digressing. I'm trying to amp these players up. James Cook is in for another big year. Joe Brady taking over as head coach is huge. What's his name? McDermott out of there. So mixing up the culture in that locker room's probably good for them. as well. You know, dance to a different beat and see what happens.
DJ
And then
Moore.
you said what
DJ
now?
Moore. I said them
Oh,
adding DJ Moore, I think, and I can speak to DJ Moore. He's as tough as they come, man. And I think last year with Chicago, we might have had too much to where he wasn't utilized as much as he can be. But there in Buffalo, I think, said they don't quite have as many mouths to feed
right.
through the air like we had in Chicago. And when he was with Justin Fields, who, you say what you want about Justin Fields as far as his ability to throw the ball, he could always find DJ Moore.
Right.
Always found DJ Moore. And when you have a guy like Josh Allen, I think DJ Moore is gonna have a big season for them.
He's gonna have a big year.
He's gonna help them a lot.
I hope so because DJ Moore's a good player, and for some
Very good
whatever
player.
reason, it hasn't worked out the last couple years. It's always funny though with the Bills because it's like, is it the new receiver they drafted or got, or is it Khalil Shakir? Every year, and then it's always Khalil Shakir for
Yeah.
some reason.
Keon Coleman hasn't looked like
No,
anything. You know what I'm
no.
saying? They got good tight ends. Was it
Kincaid,
Kincaid
I would
and
say,
Knox?
is it Kincaid this year?
Yeah,
Khalil Shakir. Is it Keon
yeah.
Coleman this year? Khalil Shakir.
But DJ Moore has been productive everywhere he's gone with subpar quarterback play.
Fair.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I really think with being the guy in Buffalo with Josh Allen, I think you might see his best year as a pro this year. I could really see that.
Fair. And that's a wonderful transition to the next team where I think there's another receiver who I was a little down on, but I'm also thinking could have his best year as a pro, even in a terrible projected season. Just because of, again, you just mentioned receiver playing with absolute dog water quarterbacks his entire career. I'm talking about Garrett Wilson here. He finally gets someone decent in Geno, right? Geno's not the best, but Geno can support a receiver. And man, Garrett Wilson might have a decent year. They're obviously gonna be playing from behind every game, right? I mean, that's sorry to say that, but that's probably an expectation. And so Garrett Wilson might be putting up some big numbers this year in garbage time.
Yeah,
If you're thinking about fantasy or gambling or whatever like that. But I don't really expect this Jets team to compete for much. In my opinion, they're one of the teams in the league that's probably playing for next season.
yeah.
Uh,
They're set up great for the next few seasons. Like if
mm,
they come out and they're going to be as bad as most people think they are, where next year they can go out and get their quarterback of the future, and then they have all those draft picks that they accumulated from trading Sauce and Quentin Williams and shit like that, where they made a lot of moves and acquired a lot of draft picks, where they could come in the next few seasons and bring in a lot of talent. Plus, they have talent. Like you said, Garrett Wilson, old boy from Brees
they got
Hall,
Brees Hall. Yep.
yeah, Brees
Brees
Hall,
Hall.
who's really good. I just think that for whatever reason they act like they didn't know how to use them. Just give them the
I
ball.
right. That's the
Just give
weird
them the ball. You
thing,
know what I'm
bro.
saying? So and then they got some pieces on defense. They drafted the other guy from Ohio State, not Arvell Reese, but was it Sonny Styles?
But
I think that's what.
no, he went to Washington.
Okay, who did they
They
get?
took what is Buddy's name they took?
Didn't they get
Uh,
a the dude from did they get the dude from is it one of them SEC schools? Is it one of the Texas schools? The edge
yeah, I
rusher?
think they got Bailey. Did they get Bailey? They had the number 2 pick?
They was high up there. I
I
can't
think
remember
they
because I
got
didn't write
David
it down.
Bailey, who's a monster actually.
Yeah, yeah. And then they got old boy from Iowa State, Will
Yeah.
McDonald, who has shown a little bit. So I mean, they got a lot of pieces with a lot more coming. So
Yeah, he
I
went,
fully
yeah,
expect
David
them to
Bailey.
be, yeah, I fully expect them to be bad, but if they're bad with a purpose, if that makes sense. Like right now,
Yeah.
like it's they come out bad and go get one of those quarterbacks, and it's supposedly a deep quarterback draft. Get your quarterback of the future. I think they have 2 or 3 first round picks next year. You go and get another wideout or whatever, and in 2 3 years, they right back at it. So
I'm sure the Jets' dream scenario is some sort of way where next year they are able to draft insert best quarterback of draft, whether that's Arch or whoever, and then somehow able to grab like Jeremiah Smith too. I'm sure that's like best case
yeah,
scenario for them.
that would be
And
anybody's best
but
case
I'm
scenario.
saying I think they have 2 top 10 first round picks next year. So
Well,
I
yeah,
like
I guess it depends on who, because
that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Quentin
not
Williams
like
is Dallas, and then who was the other guy that
hold
they?
on, bro. I'm gonna look it up because I said that with that in mind. Like I think they got 2 top 10.
Well, you got to hope that whoever you got that is trash too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just guaranteed
Um
because it's definitely Dallas and then Indianapolis because of Sauce.
They have their own pick. Yep, Indy and the more favorable of Dallas or Green Bay. So with their own pick, they could get
Their quarterback.
yep, or they
I
might
guess it
mess
just
around and have to take Smith with the first pick,
and then
and
hope
then
that quarterback
trade ba-
draft is deep.
and then
Yeah,
trade back up.
yeah.
hmm hmm
But you got to hope Indianapolis and Dallas, whoever is bad. And
Right,
I
right.
mean, all three
Indy's
of
in
those
a tough
teams,
division. We
they're in
got
a tough division, but they're also going to
uh,
be playing a what do they got? What they get third in that division last year, so
yeah.
schedule could be favorable, but you don't know what. Like we said
Dallas
last week,
probably gonna be all right. We'll talk about
yeah,
them shortly, and Green Bay probably be all right. So
yeah,
interesting. Well, yeah. So Jets, we'll see.
right.
And then their other seller mate here in this division, a team I honestly think I would put my money on them being the worst team in the league this year if I'm gonna keep it a buck. And that's the Dolphins. They are strapped for cash. They can't pay nobody. They're like minus 50 mil in the hole or something in dead money. Maybe it's even more like 100 mil. I can't remember off the top of my head. They got Malik Willis as a starter. I don't. I'm baffled about the magic trick that Malik Willis is pulling on everybody right now. Like we saw Malik Willis in Tennessee, and although it was a short sample size, I don't understand how like a short sample size of him being a backup coming in when there's no game plan for you and still having success. Like I don't know, man. Like y'all, they really went out there and gave him that bread, and it's like
I seeing him in the division. Whenever he came in, he looked good, and I think also, and I'm not saying one way or another, but I think recently we've seen these quarterbacks who have fizzled out in their first location, their first destination, go somewhere and rehab themselves and kind of learn the position or develop more. And then you've seen just a lot of that, your Baker Mayfields, your Sam Darnolds, guys like that who have come along and in their second stint really picked it up. Um, I'm optimistic about him being all right there. I think he'll be all right. I'm not necessarily he's saying he's gonna light it up and that's your starter of the future type deal, but I think he could be all right to where, he's not gonna they're gonna be horrible, but I don't think he will.
how many runs does he average a game? Are they just gonna run a straight like Texas Vince Young college offense? Like what?
I
Like how?
mean,
Like you know what I'm saying?
you got A Chain, what I'm saying? So you could use him. I don't know. I don't even know who they have at receiver right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. You bring him in and then you get rid of Waddle, and it's like now you don't have nobody to throw the ball to. It's
What are they? What's the plan here, guys? Let's not pay the best receiver, but let's bring in this journeyman quarterback. Let's pay that one. That's the guy we're
yeah.
gonna pay. You know, so it's like I don't see. A full read option offense isn't sustainable in the NFL. They
Yeah,
don't have no quality receivers. You know, Malik Washington's the longest tenured guy there, and half of the casual people don't even know who that is. And
yeah.
it's like, so it's like you got Greg Dulcich, the tight end. I
He's
mean,
decent. He's
you
decent.
know, like
Yeah.
they're gonna be bad. I think.
They
I think
drafted
they're gonna
Caden
be
Proctor,
bad.
Iowa boy. They drafted
Oh,
him.
yeah, yeah. Let's see how he does in Miami after all the rumors they are saying about my guy. Let's
Yeah,
see. Hopefully, hey, keep your nose out of trouble, my boy. Keep your nose out of trouble.
yeah.
Room for you. You from Iowa, so I'm a root for you.
Right.
Um. All right. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and rank this thing. I'll pull up my notes so we can get it put on record. All right. So AFC East. Where you going with it? Let me hear.
I'm gonna go Bills, Pats, Jets, Dolphins.
I'm on the same thing. I agree. Bills, Pats, Jets, Dolphins. I think, as you said, Patriots regress just a little bit, and then the Bills kind of pick up their swagger a little bit with that new energy, some momentum, new weapon, DJ Moore. I think they got a CJ Gardner Johnson as well on defense. So
Yes, yes, and Kevin. No, 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 no. Yeah, they did, and then the Pats got Kevin Byard. I'm sorry.
yes. So yeah, I think I agree with you there. Bills, Patriots, uh Jets, Dolphins. AFC East rankings, what we believe. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna get spicy and say I think the Dolphins are gonna be the worst team in the league. For sure.
Yeah, I think,
For sure.
like I said, that race is. I don't think there's too many teams in that race right just before the season starts. It'd be the Jets and the Dolphins,
Hmm.
and maybe the Cardinals. But I think the Cardinals have a decent amount
I think the
there where they
Cardinals
should be
got
all
more
right.
weapons,
Yeah,
way more weapons than the
yeah,
Dolphins.
yeah, yeah,
If they played, I'm picking the Cardinals
yeah, 1,000
for
percent. And
sure.
I pick them over the Jets too.
For
And then after
sure.
that, I don't know of a team that's that bad unless you want to maybe say the Raiders. And I think the Raiders got
Yeah,
a lot.
or Titans or Titans.
Yeah,
You know, depending on how high Cam Ward has progressed. But
yeah.
yeah, Sam, what's good, bro? Appreciate you tapping in, man. Thanks for showing love. He said I agree. Talking about the AFC East predictions. Appreciate you tapping in, Sam. Go ahead and hit that like button as well, please, if you would. If you're still here, hit that heart button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and throw that subscription, like, share, all that great shit. Appreciate you. NFC East. All right, this one's a little bit more juicy here, right? We can talk about this one a little bit more. So, this division in my head uh has a very high variance, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
um this I could see the Eagles winning this division, I could see the Cowboys winning this division, I could see the Commanders not maybe not winning, but like not being bad, right? We've seen them be good. We People forget Jane Daniels took them to the NFC
Championship game.
Championship.
Yeah.
NFC Championship game his rookie year. And the Giants could be good. So, this division has a lot of variance. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Lucas tapping in the comments saying "Go Birds," one of the Eagles fans. I'm waiting for y'all. Y'all need to pull up, man. I need y'all. It's like 3, 4 y'all that be loud on my timeline. It's y'all time to shine now, boys. It's y'all time now. Lucas say fuck the Cowboys. He said made it just in time, my dog. So shoot, I'll start with the Eagles, man. You want to go ahead and tap in, Nate? Let me hear what you got about the Eagles.
Man, the Eagles, man, like I said, it's just you know what to expect. I don't. Let me ask you: do you think Deontay Smith can he be a one?
I've been asking myself that question a lot lately because fantasy's coming up. I've been drafting some best ball lineups, and he sits there as somebody who can, who's a new wide receiver one in the NFL, and just with I'm not it's not the talent that questions me.
Right.
It's the
The
frame.
frame. Yep.
It's the frame. Right.
Yep.
Can my man's really hold up for 17 games to, with 150 targets? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see it. Another huge Eagles fan, DeAndre. They came. They know.
He
They know what
he
time it is.
he said he
Okay.
can.
He said he was his first year. He was a one his first year in the league. What were those stats his rookie year? That'd be interesting. I mean, that's not. I'm not gonna pull those up though, because that's not comparative to where he is now. Stop probably referring to me saying the frailty.
Uh,
But yeah, that's me answering your question, Nate.
yeah. I mean they're consistent. They have all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? That's who I would pick to win the division if I had to pick right now today. I'd
Okay.
say the Eagles would be my front runner for the division. Jalen Hurts, I think, gets disrespected because he's one of the guys where when you win the postseason, he elevates his play in the postseason. And the regular season, last year, they had whatever was going on. But we also going to see if AJ Brown was the problem, if that team, what I'm saying, if the offense gets to get back to where it was and AJ Brown's up out of there, or does it stall because AJ Brown is gone? You know what I'm saying? So um Saquon Barkley had a down year. Is he pick it back up? You know what I'm saying? So um they still got everything that you need to go out and compete. So
He vibing with what you talking about. He vibing.
yeah, like I just think it's funny where they talk
900
about
a year. Okay.
Hurts and
All
what
right.
I'm saying, and like I said, I speak from the perspective of my team never having a quarterback, and I look at all these other quarterbacks and fan bases that call these quarterbacks trash. It's like you don't know trash until you have it, and
There.
he's far from it. You know what I'm saying? He's far from it. So, and like I said, every postseason, when they get in the postseason, he performs. He elevates his play. So, like I said, I know they picked up I think they picked up old boy from the Packers. Was it Hicks or
Wicks.
Wicks?
Wicks.
Yeah,
He been showing
Wicks.
out in camp. I see he made a big old catch.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get probably a little more opportunity. They I still think they got Goddard tight end, you know what I'm saying, who's always solid. The defense, obviously, Carter and all the boys they keep on the front line. Matthew is a big isn't it Matthews, the big dude from Georgia with him. So uh I mean
Chiefs beat
they're
the
gonna be
Eagles too, buddy. Chill out.
they're gonna be right there.
So I'ma speak candidly, even though it's hard to with DeAndre's annoying ass in the comments. He act like the Chiefs didn't beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So it's like he act like the Eagles the only one who beat the Chiefs. Like, all right, bro, cool. You got it. Bet. Anyways, so I agree 100% what you said about Hurts. Like, uh being a Chiefs fan since '03, I've seen some terrible quarterbacks. So it's like you just can't just be throwing out the, terrible quarterback label or this guy's, subpar or whatever. So my only thing with Hertz is he is a quarterback that thrives in a specific system in a way that he plays. And that's, it's the same thing what it was in college as well, and it's no shade or anything like that, but, like, he needs to be in a system where he's running the ball a little bit more, I think, so I would hope this year that They call a little bit more design QB runs for him, get him rolling out on the edge, um, just stuff like that. Maybe a little more RPOs. And I'm really looking for a big bounce back from Saquon as well. I think Saquon has a big bounce back year. You know, when you have the year he had before last year,
You could only go down.
you understand me?
Yeah.
So what were people expecting at that point? But yeah, I think the Eagles, uh, even though this division's a lot more interesting than the last one, I think there's two teams we talk about here as well, in contention for winning, and obviously the Eagles are one of them. But let's see what the new variables present before we crown them, right? Like, let's see what Devontae Smith is as a number one. Let's see what this new offensive coordinator's got going on.
Also, I
Because
forgot they drafted the boy. Is it Lemon?
oh
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
who?
yeah, Makai Lemon, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Makai Lemon.
yeah.
I'm. Let's see what he's like. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
they
I
went and
like
added
what he's
him.
made of. It seems like like how he
Yeah,
plays on the field. He plays with some fire. Seems like he'll fit right in
yeah.
Philadelphia.
So yeah. So even I guess even if you maybe are worried about Smith as a number one, you took this kid in the top half of the draft because I think they even traded up to go get him. Moved up in front of the Steelers, if I remember, because I think the Steelers were targeting him, and then they moved up in front of the Steelers to go get him. So with a guy like that, then you obviously have big plans for him within the offense.
Yeah. Um. DeAndre talking shit in the comments, so I'm gonna address him real quick. I don't know what that
Davis,
means.
yeah, Jordan Davis. That's what I said. I said
Oh,
Matthews.
okay. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, big money. Yeah,
He said we destroyed that dynasty. That's hilarious. You know why? I'm gonna tell you multiple reasons why that's hilarious. Because when people were calling it a dynasty, you was one of them suckers saying it's not a dynasty, and now you won one out of two, right? So it's a 1-1, right? And now you destroyed the dynasty that you said isn't a dynasty. Hilarious. Moving the goalpost. Hypocrisy. You're the best. Who has the better who has the better game though? I don't know what that means. Pulled our starters just I'm more Eagles fans. But y'all hilarious. Again, you got one, we got one. Mahomes got three, but I digress. um let's see here. Who else in this NFC East? The Giants. They've been a big talk of the offseason, right? Lot of stuff going on with the Giants in New York. We got Harbaugh, new coach. His like first speech to the team was hilarious. If y'all never seen it, you gotta look it up. He literally just sat there and said, "You'll play for the New York Giants" for like 30 seconds. He said that over and over again. It was like he didn't know what to say. He been with the same team for everybody, for his whole career. Um, So Jackson Dart's there. He played well last year as a rookie. Cam Scatterboo coming back off of his injury. They said he's gonna be full go. That fool was doing backflips at
backflips.
Fanatic Fest and
Yeah,
shit. That boy tripping. They
you
had
gotta love
Malik.
that dude, man. You gotta
Man,
love
he
that
got the
dude.
craziest energy, don't he? He probably a
Yeah, he
good
does.
time to like kick it with.
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors, they had this fool legging out singles at a softball charity game off of one leg. That was crazy. I don't know why that happened, but he looked decent in camp. I don't know if you've been seeing the clips, but he
I
running and
haven't.
cutting. He running and cutting nice. I'm not gonna lie. So uh Malik Neighbors wheels up, he might be ready. And then Isaiah Likely, they're saying this dude is finally primed to break out. There's reports there like Jackson Dart hooked like a 60-yard touchdown to him in camp earlier. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what this Giants team turns into, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, I agree. I liken the Giants to where they're at now to kind of like where my team, where the Bears were a couple years, where you coming in, you last year you had the rookie quarterback who flashed and showed you that he looks like he could be it. You got a young receiver in Neighbors. You got the ground game. They got a lot of pieces on defense. Was it Abdul Carter,
Yep. Burns.
Burns? Who's the other defensive lineman? From Oregon,
Oh, Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. Um, and then
That's where Arvell Reese went.
Arvell
I
Reese is
seen
there.
a
And
clip
then
of
they
him
also
today.
drafted. Then they also drafted the offensive lineman, Malanoa. They had two
Yeah.
picks in the top 10 this year. They drafted another receiver in the third round, Malachi Fields from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I've heard he's looked good in camp. I got a coworker who's a big Giants fan, and he said they're hyping him up.
Okay.
Um, and I just look at their team. They got a new coach, established coach, a lot of pieces where I expect them to make a big jump from where they were last year. Maybe not playoffs, but I think they could be right there, 8, 9 wins. Looking at a wild card towards the end of the year. The only thing that I question about is like, can Dart beat you with his arm? We know he can beat you with running the ball. He can beat you with his feet, but can he beat you with his arm?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I saw enough of that last year. But also, Neighbors was gone. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
that
So
part. Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. So with Neighbors and then having him
They're
back, you
saying
got
this is
Fields.
his team. Like they're saying,
And
like that's who they building around his neighbors.
yeah,
So
and likely I thought likely was the best tight end in Baltimore the last 2 seasons. They just didn't give him the ball like that because you're paying uh old
and
boy that's been there, Andrews for a long time. But I likely is yeah, he's gonna have a season. So this team, like I said, they got a good defense, good coach, a lot to work with. Like this is a team that I can see, like I said, maybe not, you know, making the playoffs or winning that division, but I like I said, I think they're tough out. I think
yeah,
they'll be a
they're
tough
gonna
out.
be annoying, right? They're gonna be that
Yeah,
team where okay, uh perfect example right here. It's gonna be like the Rams, right? And the Rams are gonna have to play Seattle week 4, but in week 3 they got the Giants or something. You know what I'm saying? Like so then it's like, okay, we absolutely cannot overlook this Giants team to Seattle in 2 weeks. Like, they're that type of
right.
team. Trap
Yeah.
game-ish type of team. Uh, yeah, man, I think they're gonna be exciting to watch, honestly, and I hope Neighbors makes a full recovery because he's good, and I think a lot of people forget how good
And
he is.
and if they still had Dexter Lawrence, I think I would be even higher on this team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting rid of Dexter Lawrence, and then they lost another guy who had a real big season for them last year was Wan'Dale Robinson,
Yes.
who
Yep.
was big for them. So
Yep.
um, but like I said, I like what they're doing. I like what they're
I
doing.
agree. I agree. I agree. Uh, Sam say y'all ain't ready for these rankings though. Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see. We got a couple more teams here. DeAndre say nobody worry about the Lions. Cause Sam a Lions fan. Y'all not winning the division. Put 100 on it, boy. Y'all ain't talking about no
Oh,
money,
uh-oh.
boy. Y'all ain't talking about no money. Who else we got in this division? Commanders, right? We got Commanders. Um, Jaden Daniels injury plagued season last year. I mean, the dude couldn't stay out of the blue tank. He got hurt almost every game. Came back earlier than he should have in a couple of them, in my opinion. But you got Jaden Daniels. They brought in Chiga Konkwo from Tennessee at tight end to replace
Yep.
Ertz. Nice young prospect there.
I
You
think
got
Ertz is still
scared.
there too, though. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
so.
he tore his ACL though, right?
Oh, did he? Is that what he
Yeah,
did?
I think he tore his ACL. Um, you got Scary Terry over there. Hopefully, they move him around the formation a little bit more this year. They
Van
reunited.
Jefferson brought
Yep.
Van Jefferson in,
Okay.
Traylon Burks,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
they signed
Traylon Burks.
Rashad White from Tampa Bay
Yep.
as well.
Reunited him with Jaden Daniels. They played together at Arizona State. So that's a little chemistry boost. I like the chemistry aspect of things. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
added
talk
on the
to me some
defense
more.
too. They
Yeah,
added
talk
on
to
the
me some
defense
more.
Adafe Owe 4 years, 100 million. Clavon Chason, that's a depth piece.
Yep.
Leo Chenal, always solid linebacker.
That's my
You
dog.
know about
That's
him.
my
You know what I'm
dog.
saying? So they've added to the team. Like I said, the main thing with them is can Daniel stay healthy?
And he stay healthy, man, because the
And
team
can they
ain't
get enough
nothing
out the run
without
game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the run game, obviously he adds to the run game, but they've had a couple different guys who they kind of thought was gonna be the guy, and there's nobody that's really just took it.
him. Right.
So who's gonna be that primary back for them, or who's gonna who can they rely on besides Daniels? Because part of the reason he might can't stay healthy is because he's running a whole
He
lot.
run a lot. He runs a lot. He's another guy. I'm not gonna lie. His immediate success in the league really kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Cause in college, he was another guy that played like Hurts played in college. They was having like 20 running attempts a game in college type thing. Like
Hmm.
so and then he came in was doing that in the NFL and I was like, man, he kind of little, but it's working. But then the second year he tried to do it again and just all came falling down. So
It's his success has been. It reminds me so much of RG3 when he was there, and how
mm,
he hit the ground running and had that big rookie year. You know what I'm saying? And then
mm,
from that point on, it was just
I'm sick. I hope
it
that
was
don't
that
happen for him, bro.
right, because I,
I'm
I really like I
sick.
really like Jaden Daniels. Like he's cold. Like
Yeah,
he's
he is.
cold.
He is.
So,
He is.
I really hope they got a good game plan to protect him this year. And that coach needs to win this year because if they have another subpar year, I bet they fire him.
Oh, what? He definitely getting the boot if and especially because he's a defensive coach and the defense sucks.
Yeah,
So it's like you can't be here and the thing that you're here for stinks. Like,
yeah,
uh yeah, that's tough. But I think this is I think this is a sleeper team for Diggs.
yeah.
I could see Diggs signing here. Remember he went to school at Maryland, so
Yep.
he's familiar with the area. Um,
And like I said, this is who got Sonny Styles, the Redskins, and then they
yep, Sonny
drafted
Styles. Mhm. Yep.
Antonio Williams from Clemson, third
Yep.
round receiver. So,
Yep.
and then they got Katron Allen, running back from Penn State. They got him
Yep.
in the sixth round. So
Yep.
maybe he's somebody who you can see as a late, we've been seeing a lot of those late round running backs come in. The Bears found Monungai last year in the
Renowned
seventh
guy.
round
Yeah,
and came in. So maybe you see something like that from Allen who can come in and
and take that
kind of show
job.
show a little bit. But
I'm wondering if they try to let Rashad get that, like, seize the opportunity just because, like, he's Jaden's guy, you know?
yeah, I think he's always been that complimentary guy. He catches passes and things of that nature. I think you're better off if he's your complimentary guy and not your main guy.
Heard you. Um, and so then that brings us to the Cowboys, right? The Dallas Cowboys, old Jerry down there. Pretty trying to think other than the Caleb Downs. Obviously, they've added some things, but Caleb Downs is the highest profile one. Re-signed George Pickens. Got
Rashawn
Dak
Gary,
still. Got CD. Rashawn Gary's a nice add on the D line.
Quentin Williams,
Um,
a whole year there.
that yep, they had him. They added him last year, right?
Yeah, but now
Yeah,
like I said, you got a
he
whole
got an off season. I heard.
new
Yeah,
defensive coordinator because they fired
yeah,
Eberflus, got
correct,
him up out of
correct.
there.
So with the Cowboys, I'm hearing they're kind of sniffing around the Max Crosby thing too. And I think that'd be really interesting if they were to somehow pull off a Max Crosby trade.
That's insane because they got so many guys on that defense now. They drafted Malachi Lawrence in the first round with Downs.
Hmm.
Um, the Cowboys got a lot. to work with, bro. Like I was
I'm
going back
not
and
mad at what you're
I
saying.
was going back and forth between the
Me
Eagles and the
too,
Cowboys,
bro.
and
Me
I went
too.
Eagles just because the
Me
Eagles have
too.
been the level of consistency for the division.
Yeah, I
But
can't
on
pick,
paper,
bro.
I think on paper I might like the Cowboys
I'm
better than
thinking
the
so
Eagles
too, bro. It sucks
because
to
where we
say
were
it.
talking about last week, where I said I think Ruben Bain will be the defensive rookie of the year. If it's not him, then I think it's Caleb Down.
Interesting.
I think he's
Interesting.
I think he's going to be that good. You got Quentin Williams that's cold. That defensive line should be the whole defense
Defensive
should be
line is revamped for sure.
yeah
Like the trade don't look that bad no more. As much as people wanted to fry it in the time, right?
yeah.
Like here's the thing: is the Packers had to get at least to the NFC Championship, right? They gave up all of that for him. That didn't happen, and he actually was hurt. And now Jerry re-upped on the D line. And they talking about trying to sniff around for Matt. I mean, if they're able to add Max to this defensive line and not
I'll
give
be
up
so pissed if
anybody with no significance,
especially because you're going to have to repay him because the Bears were sniffing around him too, and it's like you got to give up shit for him and then repay him, and then if you add him to what they already have, yeah, that's and then Dak is another guy that like Hurts that I be trying to tell people is like people be so pissed about Dak Prescott. Like Dak is cold,
Dak
man.
be
Like
killing, bro.
Dak
he
is
do.
cold. Like
I be trying to tell
we
people the same. They don't want to listen.
Pickens is a monster. CeeDee Lamb is
Mhm,
a monster. You know,
mhm.
uh
Ferguson's still there.
Ferguson is nice. Like
Mhm,
they have a nice team right now, bro, on paper. And
mhm.
it's like,
Javante Williams, another year, fresh off of injury. Like he surprised everybody last year.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, bro. I've been going back and forth with Cowboys, Eagles, and I think I like. I think I like you said. I think on paper, I like the Cowboys better. I for sure think I like their offense better, just because I know I got two dogs in CD and Pickens. Like, there's not a question about that,
Right.
right? The Eagles win the running back situation. The O lines are about a wash. And then it's like quarterback wise, what you want? You want a guy that can run a little bit, or you want a guy that's gonna throw dots? So it's like, oh man, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Cowboys got a squad on paper. And like I said, it's just a matter. Like I said, if it wasn't the Cowboys, then I would probably take the Cowboys. But due to the fact that it's the Cowboys and the expectation is always up there, then they kind of just they don't live
And
up
then they
to it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Eagles because the Eagles just have been the consistency of that division. But the
okay,
Cowboys this
okay.
year, if they win that division, I'm not surprised. Like they have a really good team on paper.
Yes. I okay. So since you go Eagles, I'm gonna go with Cowboys to mix it up,
Bet.
and we'll do it like that. So
Do you? And then another thing, I like the Giants more on paper than I do the Commanders.
yeah, I would agree with you in that as well.
I think the
Oh,
Giants
we
have
didn't even
more.
pick that.
Yeah, I think the Giants have more on paper than the Commanders do, just due to the fact that the Commanders more recently have been good, and you know what I'm saying we've seen that more recently. But I think the Giants have more on paper than the Commanders. Where if the Giants had a better record than the Commanders this year, it wouldn't surprise me.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Um. Okay, so you say you gonna rank it Eagles.
I'm gonna go Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, but I'm prefacing Commanders, Giants in the same way I'm going Cowboy. I mean Eagles, Cowboys.
Heard. So I'm gonna do all those opposites. So I'm going Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders.
Mm.
Even though I love Jaden Daniels, we were just sitting there talking about that Giants team and the D line. and we're sitting there talking. We're sitting there, man, bro.
Yeah, that D line, like I said, Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Burns.
Who are their corners?
Uh, they lost Flott, who was the starter last year.
Hmm.
Um, they drafted one in the second round from Tennessee. He's going to be a starter. Hood, Colton Hood.
Okay,
He's going to be a starter, I would imagine, because
so
they
they
were
could
talking
get
about him in
torched
the
on the back
they
end,
were
high
they were
key.
talking about him in the first round. I remember because they were talking about the Bears like them, but they ended up taking old boy from Oregon, Thieneman, the
Both,
safety. So
both, both those defense are kind of sus, huh? I know the
Giants,
Commanders' defense is
yeah,
sus. Yeah,
Commanders, yeah. But like I said, the Giants got when you have that good of a D
the
line,
pass rush,
it can
correct,
improve the back end.
correct, correct. Yeah, Imma stick with it, and knowing Harbaugh, they're gonna mess around and run the ball more than people expect this year too.
Oh
They
yeah,
probably
Scotabo and Tracy, another kid, Iowa dude. Well, he was at
Yep,
Iowa.
yep,
He ended up leaving,
mhm,
but Tracy's not bad. Scotabo, you give him the ball 25 times a game.
yep,
Yeah,
agreed, agreed. Sam said okay, here goes Sam predictions. He said Washington won, okay, Philly, Dallas, New York. If Dallas gets Crosby, then Dallas goes 1, Washington, Philly, New York.
damn, Philly third.
That would be a crazy that would be an hilarious season for me. I hope DeAndre's still
Hmm.
watching because I want to live react. I want to live react comment right now. I need to know what he thinks about that. That would be hilarious for me. I would tag every Eagles fan and be like, "Damn, crazy, darn
Washington
it."
to win that division, like
That's a
Chase
hot
Daniels
take.
would have to be. He'd have to be like MVP.
Yep, that's a hot take for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
He definitely would have to. You might as well sprinkle on them MVP odds if you're thinking that for sure. Yes,
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
That's a great take, Nate. I don't know if he's having that type of season.
yeah. He had a hell of, like I said, that arguably the greatest rookie year that we've
No, I
seen.
know, right.
So I mean,
Who else was on that offense when they were doing that besides Scary Terry? Was he just force feeding Terry? It was like a little
uh,
bit of Ertz, a little bit of Eckler.
yeah, I
Maybe, I guess. Maybe he could elevate him, I suppose.
they had Zacchaeus there, I think, at that
Right,
time.
but like,
But
okay,
like it was,
Zacchaeus,
but wasn't nobody that you fear. Like Scary
right.
Terry's the only guy that you be like, you know,
Man, we might have to come back to that comment, Sam, if they end up going off. That's gonna be crazy. All right, we gave our predictions for both divisions. I think that's about it. Nate, you got anything else for the people before we wrap it up?
this is this division could be like what I'm saying. This could be a competitive division, a really competitive division. Unlike the AFC East, this division here you could see, you know,
NFC
kind of like
East.
yeah, like where you might see four teams with at least 8 wins.
Yeah, I could
You
see
know
that.
that could happen with this division where it's really tough. So, but like I said, Dallas to me has they have one of the like I said on paper one of the more scarier rosters I think
Mm-hmm.
in the NFL. So because
Mm-hmm.
Pickens and Lamb is that receiver duo. I mean, Jamar Chase and Higgins might
That's the only other one.
that's the only
That's
one
it.
that I would pick over that one.
That's it. That's it. And high
Jefferson
key
and
and
Addison,
high
but
key, that's getting uh like Jamar's ceiling is really what's saving that duo from like beating Pickens and Lamb. Cause like Pickens can go be a number one anywhere just like Higgins can, but I high key think Pickens would be a better one than Higgins. Maybe it's just because I've seen it. Like we've seen that before. And Higgins is a dog. Don't get me wrong, but like I would pick Jamar over CD, but I would pick Pickens over Higgins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I like Higgins.
I like Higgins as well. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. I'm not trying
yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'm not trying to.
I don't know if I'm gonna be. I want to see it again for Pickens because Pickens is also a head case at times. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
But
let me see it
aren't
again.
all the best receivers head cases, bro? I was talking to a homie at work today about this. I started thinking, I was like, all them, all the greats are fucking insane, bro. Because I'd be like, I hate Jamar Chase, bro. Like like just how he interacts with people, like he be rude and he just like and is a stereotypical diva. But guess what? He's the best receiver in the league. I was talking to my girlfriend about Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is a nerd, bro. He eats candy and he's a nerd, but he puts on his persona of Jettas and he turns into a diva, and all of a sudden he's the best receiver in the league, bro. It's weird. Antonio Brown, head case. T.O., head case. They all it's
Tony Antonio Brown is like in 20 years, people are gonna look at Antonio Brown and be like, that could have been like like what could have been with him is nuts.
because he's still already top 10,
Yeah, 10 minimum.
right? So
10 minimum.
so it's like,
Like
yeah, man, yeah. So it's almost like as a trait you need. It's almost like you need to be crazy to be a
you need
good
to be
receiver.
wired. Yeah, you need to be wired different to play football in general. But then at that position, like you're either you've seen the opposite end. You got the Jerry Rice,
I was
and
gonna
then you
say
got the Randy Moss, and then you got Larry Fitzgerald,
Larry. It's
and then you
Jerry
got
and Larry.
Michael Irving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
Calvin Johnson who didn't say. You know what I'm saying? And then
Fair.
so it's like they're
But
on the
Calvin
opposite
was
ends
out
of the
there high
spectrum.
as hell, so that counts for the head case side for me because we was out. He was out there balling high as hell. The weed was just keeping him calm. You heard?
That man was ridiculous. Only person I
Ah,
ever seen triple covered. Like,
that I tell people that all the time, and some of the young homies at work be like, "What you talking about?" And I I showed them the picture.
show him the picture. Yeah, that's all you need to see. I used to have to see that nigga. I remember when him and I used to have to see him twice a year and Adrian Peterson twice a year, both in their prime, and Aaron Rodgers twice a year,
Yeah, that's tough. I remember
all
when
in their
AP
prime.
tore his ACL and ran for 2,000 the year
Didn't
after.
make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
That is some cyborg alien shit, bro. That was
Crazy.
crazy for sure. All right, man. Well, we're going to ahead and wrap this up, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. On your way in, on your way out, go ahead and smash that like button, heart button, leave a comment, throw a subscription if you're on YouTube, share the video. Really appreciate y'all for doing giving the support. Real last comment real quick from my boy Tonio. He said, "Don't let Jerry fool you. He was out there talking crazy too. Just didn't do it publicly. All them receivers crazy. Right. They all crazy on my soul, bro. It's just that, like, like Nate said, bro, you gotta be wired different, right? You gotta believe that you deserve the ball out of everybody else on this field, right? It's my ball. So I mean, I get it if you look at it from that perspective. So yeah, man, we gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Next week we'll do. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Me and Nail figure it out. But we're gonna do another one next Sunday. Try to do the same time as usual, around 5 or so. And until then, man, y'all be smooth, and we're gonna holler at you.
Peace.